chaos. Chaos.
Capital Chaos!
Capital Chaos TV.
Hi, this is Amber with Capital Chaos TV. I am at Vans Warped Tour 2016 Shoreline, and I'm sitting with Gus from Young Guns. He just finished rocking the stage, so we're going to check in with him and see what's going on. How do you feel about today's performance?
Really good, thanks. I'm still wearing my stinky stage clothes, so I apologize. It was great. We're nearing the end of our first ever Warped Tour. It's been an amazing tour, and today was actually a show that I really enjoyed. And sometimes there's just something in the air, you know. And it's kind of, you can never predict.
Yeah.
You always hope it's going to be good, and every show we've had has been good on this tour. Some have been amazing, some have just been good. And today, for some reason, I just felt in my element. I was very comfortable on stage. I had a good time. You know, it's difficult not to have fun when you're in a place like this, surrounded by all these great bands, and the crowds are as welcoming as they have been.
Oh, yeah, the fans were loving it. And I agree. I don't know if it's the energy or the weather, but today has just been, everybody's just in a great mood and having a great time. It's a really, really good day. 74 is awesome.
Listen out if you're not here.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so since this is your very first time performing Warped, have you ever attended any Warp as a fan?
No, I grew up in London.
Okay.
So a long way away. I'm English, in case you couldn't tell.
Yes.
We have, every now and again, they do a Warped tour in the UK, but it's just a one day at one site kind of festival, which is most of our festival experiences in the UK and Europe are like that. It's either a weekend or a one-day event. So there's nothing like the Warped Tour. It is, yes, it's a one-day festival, but it travels across the whole country. So it's kind of a strange mix of like a normal tour and a festival, or perhaps a normal tour with like a million bands on it. So it's really, really awesome, but it's very surreal. I never got to come here as a fan, sadly, but I did grow up listening to, when I was like 14, I loved NoFX, I loved Pennywise, I loved all that kind of stuff. So Warped Tour was always kind of the holy grail. We don't sound like any of those bands, but there's a wide variety of music here, and we're just, happy to be a part of it, really.
That is really cool. We're glad that you're here too. Thank you. So we've got the fourth album, Echoes, coming out in September, which is just a few weeks away, right?
Yeah, it's a month, I suppose. I think it's September the 16th it comes out, so just over a month now. And I'm really excited to get it out there. We're really proud of it. And I just can't wait to get the response. You're always curious as to what people are going to think, and I'm looking forward to that judgment day that happens. But yes, September 16th.
So how soon after your album is released do you start to look for social media comments or reviews? Is it like an instantaneous thing?
Well, it begins to kind of filter through a few weeks before, as reviews start to come in and things like that. To be honest with you, I don't pay that much attention to that side of things, the kind of the critic-based world. It's nice to hear feedback, good or bad. To be honest with you, it's always good to hear feedback. But what I really look for is when we're playing the songs live and I'm seeing a reaction of people in the crowd. That's how I feel like it's connecting. That's how I feel like I know if it's connecting to people, And the great thing is today, for example, we're playing two new songs. So two songs off the album. One of which we just put online a little while ago, one of which nobody has heard. And I look out and I see everyone going like, yeah, all right. And I'm like, that's what you want, And that's like a real satisfying feeling.
Yeah, because these are absolutely unbiased, never heard it before, and you're gonna see what the reaction is. So
no obligation to lie, and they're not going to. They're gonna fucking leave if they don't like it. So our crowds always get bigger as the set goes on, and what we really want to be doing on this tour is playing to people that don't necessarily know our band. I think Warped Tour is a brilliant way to introduce yourself to new people. And that's what we're here to do, and it seems to be working, so I'm delighted.
Yeah, well, we're delighted to have you. Awesome. So what other festivals do you, in your hometown, is there any particular music festivals that you absolutely love to go to or that you just won't miss? Because, Warped is for me, but what about for you?
We have two festivals, they're like twin festivals, called Reading and Leeds Festival. Reading Festival is the one that I grew up going to because it's close to where I live. And it's just an iconic classic festival, kind of Nirvana played a famous set there, and it's just like European festivals are really great. They tend to be a little more diverse than something like Warped. Warped is still very much in the kind of alternative world, which is great, but Reading Festival, you'll get kind of rock acts as well as like hip hop acts and dance acts. It's a real broad thing that caters to all of the music tastes that there are in the UK. And for me, it's just one that has a lot of history to it. I remember I have an older brother who loved grunge when I was like a little kid, and that's how I got into music, through stealing his CDs.
Nice.
And I always remember him going to watch, Pearl Jam or Nirvana or whoever at Reading Festival. So going to that was something I loved to do when I was a kid. It was my first festival, and also having played it a few times is great. So I'm very fond of Reading Festival.
That's awesome. And were any of those artists any inspiration for you to become a musician?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I'm a kid from the 80s, so I was a teenager in the 90s, and when I was growing up, the stuff I loved was, when I first got into kind of rock music and things, it was Nirvana, it was Green Day, it was things like that. So they were all a huge influence on me. I wouldn't say that we sound like those bands, but in terms of the way I think about music and what I want out of when writing a song, I very much look back to those early days, and that's very much just kind of a keen sense of melody and something that you just want to sing along to.
That's awesome. Good stuff. All right. Well, again, we are with Young Guns, Capital Chaos TV. Is there anything else you would like to say to anybody that's going to watch this?
Please check out the new record when it comes out in September. You can go to weareyoungguns.com, where you can find pre-order links to that, and of course all of our tour dates, because we will be back later in the year. So I hope to see you then.
All right. And we're out.
And I know